Hi, my name is Janessa Green, and I'm focusing on the book Art Through the Ages and the aftermath of World War II art. The end of World War II in 1945 left devastated cities, ruptured economies, and governments in chaos throughout Europe. For example, bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Holocaust, 6 million Jews died because of Nazis. People tried to go back to normal after World War I, but it was harder to do after World War II. Great War Europe conflict left 10 million dead. World War II caused global catastrophe, claiming 35 million lives. Post-war expressionism in Europe. Cynicism pervading Europe in 1940 found a voice in existentialism. Existentialism is a philosophy asserting the absurdity of human existence and impossibility of achieving certitude. Scholars trace the roots of existentialism as Danish theologian Soren Kierkegaard and French author Jean-Paul Sartre. Jean-Paul Sartre captured the existentialist spirit. Sartre thought if God does not exist, then individuals must constantly struggle in isolation with the anguish of making decisions in a world without absolutes or traditional values. Pessimism and despair emerged frequently in the European art of the immediate post-war period. Brutality or roughness, appropriately expressing both the artist's state of mind and the anger of cultural sensibility, characterized the work of many European sculptors and painters. I have just explained to you how art has not just affected artists, but also connected to the people that were in the culture as well. Now let's talk about the artists of World War II and their connection to the war. Alberto Giacometti, sculptures, Swiss artist 1901 to 1966, best expressed existentialist ideas in his art, but his work brilliantly captured the spirit of that philosophy. His friend saw the artist's figurative sculptures as a personification of existentialist humanity, alienated, solitary, and lost in the world's immensity. And Francis Bacon, born in Dublin, Ireland, 1910-1992, spent most of his time in London, where he experienced first-hand destruction of lives and property at Nazis' bombing on the city during World War II. Bacon's work is a reflection of war's butchery and his indictment of humanity. He presented a revolting image of a powerful, stocky man with a gaping mouth and a vivid red stain on his upper lip, as if he were a carnivore devouring raw meat sitting on the railing. Jean de Buffet, French artist 1901 to 1985, expressed tortured version of the world through manipulated materials. He painted or incised crude images of kind children they sang, the scrawlers, or graffiti produced. He promoted art brut, untaught, crude art. Gerard Richter, artistic repercussions of the devastation of World War II are not confined to England and France. Frightening memories of the destruction wrought in Europe during the war lingered forever in the minds of all who lived through it. Abstract expressionism. Devastation that World War II inflicted across Europe resulted in an influx of homage artists escaping to the United States. For example, Arshal Gorky, born a Christian in Islamic Turkish Armenia. Vastanik Mangu Adrian, 4 years old when his father escaped being drafted in the Turkish army by fleeing the country. His mother died of starvation in her 15-year-old arms in the refugee camp. Vastanik changed his name to Arshal Gorky, 1904 to 1948. In 1948, Gorky hanged himself after suffering a series of misfortunes. A fire destroyed his recent work, discovered his wife's infidelity, automobile accident robbed him of his right arm. His work bridged between biomorphic surrealism of Joan Morrow and totally abstract canvases of Jackson Pollock. Another book that connected with art after World War II was Art in Destruction. Metziger was born in 1926 into a Polish family. He lived in Nuremberg, Germany, town famous for its annual Nazi rallies. In 1939, Metziger and his older brother came to England to escape Nazi persecution, but his family was unfortunate because they died in the Holocaust during the Second World War. Metziger's view of humanity is brutal, dangerous, and self-destructive. He developed a form of action painting that involved applying acid with brushes on nylon sheets stretched over glass. Another artist that connected with World War II was Guernica by Pablo Picasso. A large mirror shows suffering people, animals, and buildings wrenched by violence and chaos. Picasso uses black, white, and gray paint to set a somber mood and express pain and chaos. Violence and symbols and destruction were more obvious in artwork during this time, influenced by the war. People look at art relating to their experiences. If art did not change, art would have no meaning to people who looked at the artist's work. In conclusion, the aftermath of World War II made people want to think differently, evolve into strong, independent people, and break from society's standards and rules. That's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.